You are live. Come on. All right, clap it up. Class is in session. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat to the brothers in the room and online. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Latham to the sisters in the room and also online as well. Now, today's a very special day. Allows us to keep every year. Can anyone tell me what day that is? Yo, what's up? What? Hanukkah, also known in English as the Feast of Dedication. Now, can anyone tell me why this day is so special? What? Tell me, Kayal. Good trying. Clap it up for brother. He attempted, what is he, 2, 3? He's 4 years old, try to give the answer, most high in Christ. It's like, sir, Yawala. We celebrated the death and victory over our enemies. Absolutely. So give it up. Clap it up for all those brothers that held this truth down during the time of the Maccabees. And that's actually where we're going to go right now. In the Apocrypha, the first book of Maccabees, chapter 1, and we're going to start in verse 1. Yo, what's up? Get that on blue wireless mic that's right there. Let me see real quick. Check. Okay. Check. Testing. Here you go, yo, what's up? I want you to read. We're going to start in the first book of Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. First Maccabees, chapter 4. Chapter 1, verse 1.
Salakia. First Maccabees, chapter 4,
chapter 1, verse 1.
Salakia. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Now, this is talking about Alexander, the so-called great that we all learned about in history class. Keep going.
Who came out of the land of Shittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians.
And he went to war against the Persians, and he killed and laid waste to the Persians and to Darius. Keep going.
And Medes, that he reigned and his steed, the first over Greece.
And he reigned over all the land that he and his armies conquered. And he was the first official ruler over all united Greece. Keep going.
Verse 2. And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
And this devil, this Greek, not a Greek, this Macedonian, an Edomite, made war with everybody on earth, killed their armies, destroyed their cities, and conquered everything. Keep going.
Verse 3. And went to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him.
And just like the white man today, he went and gobbled up and bled dry every place he went, used up their resources and left it, ruled over it with an iron fist, a cruel ruler, just like every other devil is. Keep going.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
And because he was able to quiet the earth, no one can stand against the power of Alexander and the Macedonians and his armies that he acquired after conquering the different lands. And he was exhausted, very prideful, boasted up the chest, him being a powerful ruler over an army. I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kawogabar.
You get a carpenter? Yes. Let me get a Bible.
I did too.
Where?
On your left.
All right. All right, clap it up one more time, Akim. Speaking of this. All right. So today, as y'all know, is what? The Feast of Dedication. We're gonna go over that brother that I believe Ashar mentioned, Judas Maccabeus. We're gonna go over his father, Mattathias, and we're gonna go over exactly why you celebrate this And what is the importance or the meaning of this in 2021, right? Why don't you have to listen to a Christian when they tell you that these are old days, right? This is the Bible. You got Valentine's Day. You got Thanksgiving. Like the Lord did something amazing. The Lord made Hanukkah eclipse Thanksgiving. You understand? He made Hanukkah eclipse Thanksgiving where everybody is getting drunk out of their mind, crashing their cars up. You got brothers right now sitting in traffic because some idiot is drunk on the highway flipping their cars over. You understand? So while the Lord is, that's you. The Lord is eclipsing Thanksgiving with Hanukkah. We about to find out exactly what relevance does Hanukkah hold in relation to today, to the struggle you have today. As you know, when we read the Bible, this is the past and the present. You understand? This is the past, present, and this is your future. You understand? This is everything you need to know about being Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, otherwise known as being an Israelite. All right, somebody give me 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and 1.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip.
Which Alexander is this talking about, Akim? Alexander the Greek, exactly. We don't, he's not great, right? Alexander the Greek is who this is talking about. Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, go ahead.
Who came out of the land of Shittim.
Who came out of the land of Shittim, go ahead.
Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead. Salakia. Stead. The first over Greece. Verse 2.
So this is during the time of which you all learned about. Let me tell you the crime, the criminal activity of your modern school system, of the urban school system. What is it called? The New York Board of Education? Let me tell you the criminal activity of the New York Board of Education and every Board of Education in every city that has Blacks and Hispanics. You've without a doubt heard about Alexander the Greek. Without a doubt. You've heard all of his history, how his kingdom got passed down and divided, how he was such a so-called great man by, like 24 or something like that. He was so great, but you've heard nothing about Judas Maccabeus. You've heard nothing about Mattathias. You've heard everything about your enemy. You've heard nothing about the Black man who stood up against the empire that Alexander the Greek built. You understand? Read on. Y'all, what's up?
Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 3. And went to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations. And so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
Now, Akim, this is absolutely relevant to what you're going through right now, what we all going through, because Alexander the Greek built a nation that conquered many other nations and had the other nations surrounding him paying tribute unto him. And what does it mean for them to pay tribute to him? Salakia. Yahweh, I'm about to call you what's up. Like a tax, like a gift, like I'm afraid of you. Please do not harm me. Like when America placed tariffs on other nations and says, we will ship you these goods, but because you've been a bad country, we're going to charge you 5% extra. They paid tributary unto Alexander the Greek. You are under the same empire. Go ahead. That's what I said. They're thugs, They're thugs. When the mafia and the mob came over here, they didn't come over here doing something new. They did something that their ancestors always did. They extorted people. You understand? Right. You thought you was an amateur gangster extorting people. You went down on somebody, let me get $5. You know what I'm saying? I need that. Brother, he came to your country and said, I'm placing a 5% tax on everything that goes out and comes in here. You understand? You are living in the same exact system. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
After these things, he fell sick and he perceived. Ashar, gotta have the troopers help it out. Have the troopers help out. Yeah, you can have the troopers helping. Help us out. No sweat. Go ahead. Read it again.
Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Right. He became mighty, and then he's getting old and sick, and he dying. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, where he was yet alive.
So now Alexander's dying, right? He has this huge empire in what you would know as the Mediterranean area, right? You have Rome, you have what you know as Israel, you have northern Egypt, you have that, and everything, every nation bordering the Mediterranean Sea, that was Alexander's territory. You understand? Which includes, as you know, Greece and Macedonia and things like that. He owned all of this. You understand? This is all his. And upon his death, I believe it was five of his closest friends took it upon themselves, or he gave to them 5 separate parts. You understand? And of course, fighting and war broke out amongst these people because white people can never get along. You understand? You think they don't like you. White people will tell you, they'll be Russian and say they're different from an American. You understand? You're white. You understand? Good. It's exactly where you came from. All the damn Joe, they say, what is it? The British eat beans on toast and all types of garbage. Like they wasn't eating beans on toast 500 years ago. They're the same people. So of course, when Alexander split his empire up amongst his friends, his close friends, they could not stop fighting. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then died. Verse 8. And his servants bare rule everyone in his place. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so that their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
At one point, Alexander was the only evil. It was him. He was the great evil on earth that God wanted to get rid of. You understand? And then upon God getting rid of Alexander, what was he, like poisoned? Was he like poisoned or something like that? Of course. He was poisoned, or he had chlamydia. He had some type of damn disease. It was it's a speculation. So it's speculated he died from some type of STD, or he was poisoned or something. Point is, he died very young. He died very young, and when the Lord got rid of him, 5 more evils rose up to divide that empire. So the evils were greatly multiplied, and their sons took over, and their sons kept it going and kept going and kept going until the Lord got greatly displeased, and he would raise up a man. You understand? He would raise up a man that would go against all 5 or 20, however many of them it was at this point. He would raise up a man named Mattathias to go against them. Drop down to 11.
Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
What does this sound like when white people and black people are separated and a select few of men decide, it would be better, surely it would be better if we could unite with white people? What does this sound like? It sounds like the whole goddamn civil rights movement. This is the entire civil rights movement. What you are reading is the civil rights movement before the civil rights movement. That's what you are reading. When a select of us said it would be better for us to be like the Greek than for us to follow our own God. And surely we will follow them. And of course, years later, generations later, our leaders did the same exact thing again. And you have the civil rights movement, and now you're all that being bit by dogs and sprayed by the fire hydrant water, babies cracked open on rocks, meant nothing anymore because a select few men wanted to have orgies with white women. So it meant nothing. All your pain meant nothing because a select few men wanted to have sex with white people. You understand? And it's good for you to know that that's not the first time. Why is that good for you to know? Yatazar?
If I may, sir, and that's exactly what Martin Luther King has said. When he did that interview, he was talking about the black
Mm-hmm.
You know, but over there they had the white pool. They
Mhm.
wanted to go to where the white people are swimming at.
Mm-hmm.
The black pool was not good enough.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough for him. The black pool was like, oh my gosh, look, it's too much blackness. It's just too black. You smell too much food. It's too much happiness, right? It's too much happiness. There's not enough disgustingness going on for Martin Luther King Jr. So of course he had to integrate to the white pools. He had to integrate into the white pools. What is the significance of this happening over and over again throughout history? Why does this matter that in the 1960s, that was not the first civil rights movement? Why does that even matter? Who cares? Why does it matter? Yawala, say again? There's nothing new under the sun at all. At all. And it is important for you to know that as long as you disobey God, you are doomed to make the same mistakes over and over again. What did they do in Greece? What did they built coliseums for you to play football in, for you to play basketball in, for you to wrestle in, for you to sing in and be an entertainer and live a little better than the other slaves. I like him. He fights that lion with his shirt off. I like him. Give him real food. Give him a little more food. Give him the freedom to talk in public. Let him talk in public. You understand? Everybody think a celebrity is supposed to be a goddamn civil rights leader or a goddamn, what's the word I'm looking for? They're supposed to be a goddamn movement leader. They're supposed to be championing black people because they can talk in public, because they put them on the goddamn media and they put them on CNN and they put them on ESPN. Now you're supposed to trust LeBron James as if he's commanding General Yohana. You're supposed to trust LeBron as if he's commanding General Yohana because LeBron's face gets plastered on ESPN every goddamn day, all day. There's nothing new under the sun, Hakim. If you fought that lion in Greece during this time, they might just let you talk. They might let you eat a little bit better than the other slaves. You might eat a little bit better. You understand? It's important for you to know if you don't serve God, you are doomed to repeat the same thing over and over again, because the man that you need to kill will stay on earth if you do not serve God. And he is determined to keep doing the same thing to you over and over again. So either you serve God and get rid of him, or you will repeat it over and over again. You understand? I sure as hell don't want America added into the Bible. Not for failure's sake. Not for failure's sake. America should be a triumph story. America should be the story that, oh my goodness, they did that. I'm going to aspire to be like those men. That should be America. America should not be a story you read and you're like, oh man, we failed. You can't fail here, Akim. You understand? It's the last leg of the race. You cannot fail. Read on.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13.
Since we departed from them, we just had so much sorrow. Ever since we had our own bathrooms and our own banks and our own airports, and we had only our beautiful women and none of their smelly women. Oh God, since we've only had us to deal with and us to love, I've been so sad. Brother, you have to get people like that out of the way. You understand? God eliminated Martin Luther King Jr. God eliminated him. Martin Luther King Jr. coming up in, what's his day coming up? Like a month and a half? He got like a month and a half for his day come up, and I can't wait. I wait every goddamn year to talk. I had two white people trying to talk to me about Martin Luther King Jr. and about how what he did was so great, because they could have swore I was going to agree. They thought I was going to be like, yes, white people, yes. This is amazing what he did. I said, no, black people were better off. Of course, they pissed their pants and ran away. Go ahead.
I think it's interesting in verse 12 where it says this device pleased them well. Like this tool of making deals with them.
Yes, this device pleased us well. You understand? This device, the Democratic Party pleases us well. That device pleases us very well because we get to talk to white people through the Democratic Party. What's that white woman that's the leader, Nancy Pelosi? You get to talk to white people through the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party does not have black interest at heart. It is headed by a white woman who has her interest at heart. You understand? That's why this device pleases them. That pen signing that paper, the Democratic Party, so many devices that are used pleases them. You understand? Y'all, what's up? Please continue.
Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
There's certain of the people. Please read that one more time. Akim, I want y'all to listen to this. Read it.
Khan. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein.
You know what it means to be forward. I'm pressing the issue. I'm pressing the issue. Certain of our people were so goddamn determined to not only, it was like a crime to them. It hurt them to wake up every morning and see you. You understand that? It hurt them every goddamn morning to wake up and see you. It hurt. They hated smelling the fried chicken in the hood. They hated the all black pool. They hated it. They couldn't stand it. They hated that they would walk into their own bathroom and then have to watch white people walk into their own bathroom. They cried because of it. They lamented over this. And because of that, they got very forward. They pressed the issue so much. They went straight in front of the politicians and said, we love you. Please help us. Please help us become you. We want to sacrifice this Israelite garbage and we want to be you. Please help us. That is what they said. That is them being forward. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm so forward. I need this. I need to love you. You understand? All the black athletes and black rappers and superstars that went to go sit down with Trump, all the ones that sat down with Clinton saying he's black because he blow a damn trumpet and he got some goddamn, he got head in the goddamn Oval Office. Now he's black. You understand? Now he's black. They pandered so much and loved him so much, loved the devil so goddamn much. You have what you have today. Read on.
That they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Brother, this is, they can eat out. They can eat. No. They went and got license. They got license in the okay. Can we please be like you? It was so bad. It was such a segregation out. We could not act like those Greeks unless we got approval from the Greeks because they would kill us. You understand? No, you can't work. You will not worship your God any longer. Well, sir, can I please worship Zeus? You had to beg to worship Zeus. You understand? It wasn't like, please convert. This is not what you see today, Akim. This isn't white people going door to door, the Mormons in the ghetto. You got the Jehovah's Witness at your door 7 a.m. This is not that. You understand? This is not that. This is us going to them, begging, knowing who our God is and saying, please, can we worship Zeus? Zeus has blessed thee greatly. Might I please worship Zeus with you? They were very forward with it. You understand? And they asked earnestly, can we please be like you? That is the civil rights movement. That is civil rights, where you march and you walk amongst white people begging. Bernie Sanders wanted to get in office, and his big wazoo, his big bang, his big claim to fame was, I marched with MLK. I marched right next to him. What he is saying is, I'm one of the people that MLK begged personally. He begged me personally. Y'all gotta love me, black people. That man you love, he begged me. I marched next to him. He begged me personally. There's nothing new under the sun. And if you want to get out of this cycle, you should probably do what we're going to read that Mattathias did. And you should probably have the spirit of Judas Maccabeus if you don't want to repeat the civil rights era. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Please just let us be like you. Oh, so you want to fight in this Coliseum? Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. This was not, and this is very unfortunate too. There was some brothers forced to fight in that Coliseum, brother, but we asked to fight in that Coliseum. We asked, can you please enslave us to football? Can you please enslave us to basketball so we can be closer to you, my Greek goddess? You understand? So we can be closer to you. This is what we did. This is, of course, what you should never repeat. All right. Read on.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Verse 16.
They joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. All right. Drop down to 22.
Khan.
20, excuse me, 20.
Khan. Verse 20. Yet will I, Salakia. And after that, Antiochus has smitten Egypt. He reigned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Antiochus is one of the people who came into power, of course, after Alexander the Greek died. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light.
This would be the candlestick of light. Go ahead.
And all the vessels thereof.
That's all the ornaments that are not up here. Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Shagapon, they should be up here, those ornaments. Go ahead.
And the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple.
Abaji, go grab all them ornaments. Put all them ornaments on this table, Aggie. All those goddamn ornaments. Bring all the gold and the silver to the forefront as we celebrate the Lord and the Lord liberating us from the Greeks. You understand? Put all the gold and all the silver up here. Put everything up there except the scroll. We don't need that on fire. All right, read that scripture one more time, y'all. What's up?
Khan. Verse 22. And
Abijah,
the table
carefully.
of the showbread
Carefully, Yak.
and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crowns
Slide it back a little bit.
and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land.
Hey, brothers, let me tell y'all something. That is exactly why you go to the ghetto and brothers get a little $600 unemployment money, or they get their little drug money, or they just work hard. There's brothers that work hard. You work hard in the ghetto. That's why you might see brothers with huge chains on. Huge chains, brother. Huge diamonds in their mouth, brother, because you want what you know was stolen from you. You understand? You want what you know was stolen and it was taken and you don't like it. And you know it in your spirit that you are the author of these things. You're the author of all the salt that's on the earth, and you want your chains back and you want your grill back. And you putting all them goddamn rims on your car because you want your chariots back. You want everything back up. But if you really want it back, you have to serve God. You don't get it back by selling drugs. You don't get it back by marching with white people in the civil rights movement. That is not how you get your chains back. You understand? That is not how you get it back. Please read on, y'all. What's up?
Khan. Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Verse 25. Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel in every place where they were. Verse 26. So that the princes and elders mourned.
You got a bunch of princes and elders outside right now mourning. Brother, the princes are selling the drugs to the elders outside this door right now. Right now, the elders are on crack, and the princes have the money in their pockets from them selling the crack. You understand? The princes and the elders are outside mourning. They're mourning. Go ahead.
The virgins and young men were made feeble.
All the beautiful young women and all the young men are crying outside. Let's read why.
And the beauty of women was changed.
And the beauty of women was changed. Doc. The beauty of women was changed. Well, her soul used to be so precious. She wouldn't walk outside the door without special shoes on. You understand? She wouldn't want to put her foot on the sand. She wouldn't want to put her foot on the ground. Now she got calluses on the bottom of her feet. You understand? Now she's been walking around so much with nothing proper to cover her feet. Her skin has hardened under her foot, where it used to be so soft and pleasant to the touch. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Now, why is that? We're going to get into Mattathias. We got a long class ahead of us. We're going to get into Mattathias. Why was that? Read it one more time, y'all. What's up?
Khan. Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation.
Every bridegroom took up lamentation. Every bridegroom cried. They wasn't able to take up happiness. They took up sadness and tears. Why? Read it or read on.
And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Why? Someone answer why. Nobody? Abadja?
Her husband died. Well, would-be husband is dead.
He's dead. You understand? The young man that she would like to marry is dead. You understand that? He's outside getting shot in the face by the police, getting shot in the face by his brother. He's doing 25 to life. He's arrested. You understand? That is why she is crying. She's crying in the marriage chamber because who she would love to marry, her black brother, is dead. You understand? Read.
Verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
You had no idea what you don't want. You don't know what to do. You don't know. You're in America right now. What's your next move if you're not in I.S.U.P.K? What is your next move? Tell me. You wanted somebody to be black so goddamn bad. You was saying, damn it, Bill Clinton black because he blow the trumpet. Damn it, he black. He gotta be. He blow the trumpet. You hated Bush so goddamn much. You voted an African in office because he was dark skinned. It didn't work out. All he did was fund anal penetration studies on young black and Hispanic men. So it didn't work out with the African. Then they gave you the most openly racist president in the history of America. And it didn't work. You thought if I say I hate him, surely the next president will be pro-black. Joe Biden has been sitting in that goddamn chair for, what's it been, a year now, almost? It's been about a year, and he's done nothing for you. He's done absolutely nothing. You are still getting killed by the cops. There's still gangs running rampant through the community. Section 8 is still how you live. You can't live off of just your hard work. You still need help from the government. You still need the help. So if you are black in America, please tell me, what is your next move if not coming in I.S.U.P.K? What in the hell do you do next? Y'all, you have something to say? Khan, read it one more time, y'all. What's up?
Khan. Verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
The land was moved for the inhabitants. I was about to skip over that. That's excellent, y'all. That is excellent. That is perfect gentrification. The land was moved with the inhabitants thereof. Yeah, y'all got to go. Y'all got to absolutely leave what we made the ghetto. We made your neighborhood disgusting. We made it disgusting. And now we're going to move white people in to make it better. So that place that you grew up in and now you love it so much, you done started to love the hell that you in. You done started loving it. You done made agreements with Poppy at the corner store. You're like, Pop, look, I'm short like 15 this week. You're like, no way, you getting about 14 next week. You good. You good. You done made arrangements with Poppy. He done gave you IOUs and you done learned your way around the ghetto and how to maneuver through the ghetto. just for your oppressor to come say, that's excellent, now get out.
Exactly what you said. Because like most people don't know, like a lot of the ghettos to have gentrification start, it has to be classified as like a slum.
Mm-hmm.
So they start doing things like not taking out trash, and those street cleaners.
Mm.
They do things that
Mawasar, where you at? Say that again.
I said for it to be classified as gentrification, they need to be a slum. So they do things like just taking away small things. No
Mhm.
street sweepers.
No street sweepers.
They decline like the amount of time trash comes.
No trash pickup.
So that it's no repairs done in your building.
Mm. So they purposely make the ghetto worse than what it was. So first they take a regular nice piece of land and make it garbage while you're there. And then because they've made it garbage while you're there, they decide to make it worse in order to kick you out and make it better. And then I assume it's rinse and repeat everywhere you go. You hear that, Mawasar? Why am I saying Mawasar? They stopped serving the trash in my city. In my city, Mawasar is a trash man. And he said, why don't y'all pick up my block no more? And they said, man, you know, we ain't got the manpower to pick up your block no more. But if Yahweh just said it's true, that means that they're going to turn my neighborhood to a slum. And my neighborhood will become a slum where white people can move in at. And that's excellent, because they're building new houses all up and down my block. And now I think I know who's about to inhabit them. Go ahead.
When they design the ghettos, the problem is that they see it now. They put them by waterfronts and things like that. Like you look at like Queens, but it's right next to a waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good real estate.
Mm-hmm.
They want a waterfront condo.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to slum it. So they got people buy it back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a town where I'm from called Hoboken. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Hoboken. There's a town where I'm not from Hoboken, but in New Jersey, there's a town called Hoboken. And Zachariah told me that Hoboken used to be the slum of the slum. He said, if you look at Hoboken now, you would never know Hoboken was Newark. It was Queensbridge. You understand? You would never know that this was Hoboken, because if you go to Hoboken now, there's nothing but 6- and 7-figure earners with high rises overlooking the water. They're jogging. There's perfectly kept streets with street lights every damn step you take, so you can never mug anybody. It's never dark enough for you to rob anybody. You understand? There's perfect transportation. It's wonderful in Hoboken now. Hoboken is wonderful, Lock. There's no crime and a lot of money. It's wonderful. Zachariah told me that was the slum. In the late 80s, Hoboken was the slums. Makes sense. Go ahead. Y'all was something with that. You continue. You got something to say, Up? Good.
So if I may, actually, that's happening right now in my old neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Where's your old neighborhood at?
In Yonkers, close to the waterfront. It's the water and train tracks where I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being run down, went through the crack era, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, literally run down.
Mm-hmm.
I went there like about a couple of weeks ago. Now they got development, dump trucks and everything. It's been looking like that for the past 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
4 years. Now there's dump trucks and cleaning and everything's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It got so bad that it used to be a park. But they let the overgrow. If you never lived down there, you would never know it was a park there.
You're like a forest now.
It looked like a forest. You can't see it unless you get in the helicopter to see it. But all that's being developed right now as we speak. Just started about like 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah, because, your oppressor is the devil. So his entire goal is to put you in slums and then allow you to live in that slum with no help and make it a worse slum so that they can turn that slum into high rises and luxury apartments, right? And then the next place you go, when you leave Yonkers and go somewhere else, they'll turn that to a slum. You understand? Because he has this, he repeats himself. You understand? The same way the civil rights era repeated itself. You understand? From this period of Alexander the Greek all the way up to Martin Luther King Jr. and probably more times in between. You understand? Probably more times in between. I'm in the middle right now trying to figure out exactly how we lost power in the Dark Ages. Exactly what they call the Dark Ages. Because the civil rights era seems to repeat itself. You understand? And the oppressor is definitely repeating itself with this gentrification. That was an excellent find, Yawala. I was about to skip straight over that. You understand? Y'all, what's up? Continue.
Verse 29.
Mhm.
And after 2 years, fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah,
Mhm.
who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 30.
He gave his chief collector of tribute. Meaning, you want to be like us, you're going to pay taxes. You understand? You're going to pay taxes. You want to be a Greek. They said yes. They told you if you want to be an American, you're going to pay taxes. And you said, please make me an American. Please make me an American. Please take my money and take my freedom. That's what you said. You said that. You said, I don't like having my own bank. I don't like having my own airstrip. I don't like having my own hotels, my own hospitals. It doesn't do nothing for me. That's what you thought. That's what you said. And he said, no sweat. You want to be American? Yes, I do. Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to fight for me in the American Revolution. You're going to die. You're going to be Christmas addicts. You're going to go to the front and take that bullet that would have hit me. That's what you're going to do. Go to the front and die for me in my wars. And on top of that, serve all of my holidays. Get drunk on Thanksgiving and kill yourself on a goddamn highway. Do that, and just maybe, I'll tax you. Read on.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
As always, go ahead.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city.
Read that again, Shalagia. Because I want y'all to know something. With this sequence we just did, I haven't skipped anything. We just got from please let us be Greek. Please let us pay taxes. Please let us be your slave, basically. And let's see his reaction. Read that one more time. You think the reaction was, yes, I will let you be a Greek. Yes, I'll let you be American, consequence free. Let's see his reaction. Let's see his response. Read it again, y'all. What's up?
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire.
He said, you want to be Greek? Okay. I'm going to come to your town and burn it down. I'm going to come to your town and destroy it. You want to be American? I'm coming to your town with crack. I'll be there. I'll be there soon with crack. I'll be there soon. And when you are destroyed, when every project looks like Jordan Downs projects, only then will I come in like Superman, like the gay Superman, and give you Section 8. Only then. Yawala. He ain't want nothing in the ghetto. Burn him in front of you. I don't like you. You understand? Please, can I be Greek? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me come there and burn your city down first. Let me give you crack cocaine. And in the process, let me destroy everything precious in front of you to show you I don't like you. Your oppressor don't like you. You know that, right? But your oppressor has no care for you. Your oppressor doesn't like you. So when you beg to be American, his response, let me tell you what they said about Martin Luther King Jr. after they convinced that man to convince us to love white people. They said, oh man, he did such a good job. Oh man, that's excellent. Surely we should shoot him in his head. Surely. He did such a good job, should shoot him in his head. They asked him, he said, why'd you shoot him in the head? They said, we hate traitors. They said, betray your people. He said, sure, I'll betray my people. He betrayed us. They shot him in the head. They said, why? Why would you do that? Because we hate traitors. Your oppressor is the goddamn devil. He is a liar up and down. And if you believe him when he says, I'll allow you to be American as long as you pay taxes, you're mistaken. If you believe you have the rights of the average white man in America, you are mistaken. You understand? You're mistaken. And this is exactly why you serve the Lord. It's exactly why you in here right now, all these goddamn candles burning, all this goddamn food and liquor going around, trying to remember exactly why you should hate your oppressor. It shouldn't be cloudy or foggy at all. Don't let it be foggy. Every day you walk out of your door, just remember, whether you live on a quiet, clean block or you live in the dirty projects, just understand what you should actually have was stolen away by a man who hates you. It was stolen. He gave you crack cocaine. You have an issue with your father, it's his fault. You understand? That issue with your mother, it is his fault. You wondering why your aunt died on Thanksgiving? It's his fault. You understand? It's his fault. Read on.
And pulled down the houses and walls thereof.
And pulled down the houses and walls thereof. Stuff you in the goddamn projects. Stuff you in the projects and then say what? Oh, they're killing each other in the projects. Go to Chicago. Go to Chicago. Chicago had huge, not huge high rises, but they did have some very large apartment buildings. Very large. They said, oh, they're killing each other. Let's tear them down and put them closer together on streets with no gates and no brick wall protection. Let's just put them all next to each other. Yeah, they all hate each other. Put him on 65th, put him on 66th, put him on 67th. And let's see what happens. This got to be better than an apartment building. And you think this was an accident by the government because they tried to help black people and it backfired. He stuffed the black people like that in the ghetto in Chicago because he knew they would kill each other more efficiently after they tore down Cabrini. You understand? After we tear down Cabrini Green, surely they'll kill each other more efficiently. Y'all all? They had a pilot. I'm gonna get right back into you, y'all. What's up? They had a pilot in Chicago. What do you call him? Conductor. They had a conductor in Chicago drive a train and stop it in the South Side. Just stop it. What was on that train was AK-47s, handguns, rocket launchers. It was everything you could possibly imagine, as if you was in the Middle East, as if you were in the military going to war. You understand? Everything possible. And then you just wonder how the murder rate has skyrocketed in Chicago. They provide the perfect opportunity for you to kill each other, and then they blame you for it. Y'all, what's up?
On every side.
Who wants Shamar?
Verse 32.
Give me an 8 o'clock and an 8:30 check. Good.
But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Verse 33. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. Verse 35.
Drop this. Give me 56.
Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
So then they found your Bible, right? Not the Bible you got in slavery that was interpreted to you by somebody and spoon-fed to you. They found your Bible. They found the Bible you're reading right now. And they said, surely we should find every last one of these and rip it to shreds. Surely, because if they find out that they are stronger when they don't serve me, surely they will rebel. And surely when they stand with their God, like it says in Judith 5:19, they are stronger than us when they stand with their God. So surely every Bible we find, rip it up. They've done one better nowadays. They don't just rip up your Bibles. You can find a Bible online. It's hard to rip that up. They don't find that. They tell you that God's word can be interpreted. Meaning that's how you understand the Bible. That's your understanding of the Bible. If you go and I believe 1 Peter's, there is no interpretations of the Bible. This 1 Peter's like 3 or something like that. I'm not going to pull that right now. There's no interpretations of the Bible. But they'll tell you that this is your interpretation. You think white people are Esau. That's how you feel. You think God does not champion homosexuality, gayness. That is how you feel. You think that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews of the Bible, and the only way for them to come back to their power is by following the law, statutes, and commandments. You think that's how you feel. The bad thing about that, Akim, is that is not a feeling. The God of the Bible will only protect you if you do not love your oppressor. He will only protect you if you can manage to hate the man that put you and your father and your grandfather and your mother and your sister and your children in harm's way. That is the only way God will protect you. You understand? That is the only way. He won't protect you any other way. So while you're believing that what we're interpreting in I.S.U.P.K, while you believe that we are interpreting in I.S.U.P.K, your father's still dying, your mother's still dying, all your children are in danger. Everyone's dying on the goddamn roads in Thanksgiving. They're getting stomped to death on Black Friday in Walmarts over a goddamn 70-inch TV. They're dying. They're dying in this country, and you want to tell me that I'm interpreting the Bible. This is not an interpretation. You understand? This is the truth of the Bible.
Right.
Read.
Verse 57. And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
If anybody follows God's law, kill him. That was the king's decree. That was the king's decree. If you follow an Akim, this is what you got to be ready for. It's all nice now because Biden hasn't said anything. Biden hasn't said kill those cats that serve God. Kill those black cats that serve God over there in Harlem and in Yonkers and in Cali and in Texas and in Georgia. Kill them. They ain't say that yet. But you need to live your life in preparation for that. You need to live in preparation that one day your oppressor will not bridle his hatred for you anymore. He won't stop his hatred for you anymore. He won't hold it back. And one day he might just say, kill those men who serve God. Kill them. Brother, that is what you live for. You live for this. This is what you signed up for. You live for this. You understand? You live for this. And you should not be afraid of death, Hakim. Don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid of no goddamn needle from no COVID-19. And don't be afraid of no goddamn bullet from no cop. And don't be afraid of none of that, Hakim. Don't be afraid of none of that. Because you're going to do this till you die anyway. So if you die tomorrow or if you die in 30 years, I mean, you're going to do it till tomorrow or till 30 years. So you're going to be doing the same goddamn thing till you die anyway. So what's the point of being afraid? You know exactly what every day is going to be like for you. It's going to be more of this, more of the same, more of loving blacks and Hispanics, more of being against the civil rights movement. It's more of this. You understand? It's more of not subscribing to no left or no right, no blue party, no red party. It's more of the same. It's more of it. It's the same damn thing. So if you're going to die tomorrow or die in 30 days, who cares? You don't fear a needle. You don't fear a bullet from a cop. You don't fear anything in here. You understand? We fear nothing. We don't fear Greek. We don't fear Russian. We don't fear anything. You understand? We fear nothing in here. Read.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as was found in the cities. Verse 59. Now the 25th day of the month, which Shalakia, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar,
Sure.
which was upon the altar
Can I get some more water?
of God. Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
At which time, when you got a strong woman and he found out that she obeyed you. You understand that? You understand that? That's why these is some bad women arguing. These are bad women. To be in here knowing what comes with being with you. You understand? He says there's some bad women out here. There was a time where if she said, I will get my son circumcised, I will. There was a time when your oppressor right off the bat said, kill her and her child. And these women were still saying, I'm going to circumcise my child. You understand?
Con.
Yawala? 1 second, Salaki. Do we have a second mic, or is that hooked up or no? Yeah, pass that around. Pass that around, please.
They sacrifice idols on the 25th of every month. They do that today, December 25th.
Is it in here? I skipped over it. Okay. Yeah, I did. 59. So Yawala is on point. Please read 59 again, y'all. What's up?
Con. Verse 59. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
Well, y'all know the 25th is notorious for Christmas. It's absolutely notorious and horrible. It's horrible. There's going to be more death in our community for Christmas. It's going to be more death. It's going to be more death on Christmas. Water. It's going to be more death on Christmas, just like it was. No, that's my ice. It's the water. It's going to be more death on Christmas like it was this Thanksgiving. I think, what was it, Thanksgiving Day, maybe Thanksgiving night? A cop in Newark hit a young lady, killed her on the parkway, stuffed her body in the trunk, and drove to his mother's house because he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. They charged him with all types of charges and whatnot. Thanksgiving comes with death. You understand? Right. Thanksgiving comes with death because you thought you were going to celebrate the murder of the Lord's children with no repercussion. You thought there would be no repercussion. Look up the statistics and look at every holiday and look at how murder and violent crime goes up around every holiday. You thought you would celebrate the murder of the Lord's children and the Lord wouldn't kill you. The Lord kills you. You understand? The Lord will kill you for celebrating. He will kill you. And he has killed. He's continuously killed on Thanksgiving. And I'm glad for it. I'm glad for it. You understand? To celebrate the murder and death of your brother is disgusting. It is disgusting. You understand? It is something horrible and wretched. And you do it because the devil told you to. That's what makes it worse. It's not even like you in the middle of a civil war. The white man said, celebrate the murder of your brother. And you said, yes, sir. You said, yes, sir. And you cut turkey and you put that nasty cranberry jelly on it. And you ate that nasty, what they call it, stuffing?
Right.
Ate that nasty stuffing. And you're celebrating your brother's death. And you deserve to die for that. You deserve to die for that. Read on.
Verse
keep
60.
It down. Akim Akwathium, keep it down. Akim Akwathium, keep it down, Baba Kushar. Y'all, what's up?
Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 61.
Mm-hmm.
And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses.
Read that one more time.
Verse 61.
Because you thought when you got hung, 1900s, 1800s, 1700s, this was a first time thing. And this is something that you should just remember in America as slavery, and we can move past it. But if you don't think that slavery in America was horrible enough for you to hate your oppressor forever, no sweat. I have another one for you. And maybe this one is going to convince you that this man can't be saved. This man can't be saved. Like if he could be saved, I wouldn't be up here saying he can't be saved. The worst drug dealing black man who has 1,000 bodies and sold all the goddamn bricks can be saved. He has salvation. He got salvation. Your oppressor just can't be saved. He can't be. He can't, and YAHANNA is going to read it again. Read it again. Read why he can't be saved. Now you tell me if you would save this man. Read.
Verse 61. And they hanged the infants.
And they what?
And they hanged the infants.
It's one thing for you to hang a grown man.
Right.
It's another thing for you to hang a defenseless child. You understand? Oftentimes they made the family watch. You understand? It's one thing for you to hang a grown man, which is horrible and despicable. It is an act of war, and they should be punished for it. It is another thing for you to hang a child. Doesn't even hit a child. And then when we read that you should dash their heads on the rocks, we're wrong.
Right.
How are we wrong for wanting retribution? How are we wrong for not saying that it's water under the goddamn bridge? How? How is that wrong for me to want my people to get their retribution? It is wrong for you to have done what you've done to black people. Sure. You have to keep them quiet. I budge you.
Bad enough that you get out of a car and just instantly shoot a black man. But you're gonna get out of a car and do it to a 12-year-old who has a cat inside the car.
Say that again.
I said it's bad enough you get out your car.
You got to grab the microphone too. Whenever y'all want to speak, grab that microphone. Go ahead.
Which one? John, I was saying it's bad enough y'all want to get out the car and just shoot an unarmed black. So my thing about it is y'all want to get this to make it worse and put it back in the picture. You're gonna get up. You're gonna get up quickly and like 5 seconds. Get out the car and kill a little black boy, a 12-year-old. But you have to tap them.
Con. You're talking about Tamir Rice. Con. It's a horrible thing. That is an excellent example to bring up when we talk about hanging someone infants. When they killed, what was that, Chicago? Where was Tamir Rice at when he Cleveland, not Chicago, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cleveland, something like that. When they killed Tamir Rice for having a cap gun that white people shoot all the time in their house, little boom boom, and nobody thinks little Timmy is a criminal. Little Timmy isn't a criminal because he's running around the house with a goddamn cap gun. Little Timmy stabs his brother in the ear when they're children, and no one thinks that he's going to grow up to be a goddamn mass murderer. Little Timmy, you have a goddamn cap gun in the park and they murder you. Tamir Rice is a perfect example of lynching a black boy. You understand? That's lynching a black boy. He said he thought it was a gun. He thought it was a gun. Brother, your oppressor has to go. He has to go. There's no place for him here. When he stays, he lynches black boys. That's what he does. He lynches little black boys. Y'all, what's up?
Verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
And yet and still, at this point in time, there were many in Israel who resolved themselves to not eat pork, not eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, to only eat the clean things and to follow God. You understand? At every time, it's like in history, there's always somebody serving God. You understand? There's always somebody that's going to serve God. So this truth will continue without you. You should probably be here. You should probably stay and see what's going to happen to the man that is responsible for your trauma. You should see that. You go to the therapist and you want the therapist to solve your damn trauma. God says, I will solve your trauma. I'll solve it for you. You just got to let go of that love you have for him. You got to let go of that love and I'll solve it real quick. I'll solve it. I'll solve the damn trauma. There's nothing that solves a man's trauma better than retribution. Nothing better than retribution. There's nothing better than that get back. You understand? There's nothing better. And this man deserves it. This man absolutely deserves it. This is not some random brother on the street that you got beef with. This man right here that we're reading about, this oppressor, absolutely deserves everything that is coming to him. Everything. Drop this really quick. Y'all stop. You keep it. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 18:6. We're going to jump right back in the first Maccabees. America deserves everything that is coming to it. Everything that it has coming. And you can only give it. The Lord is waiting for you. You understand? The Lord waiting for you. The Lord is just sitting there waiting. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting for us to get right. You understand? He's waiting for us. Yo, what's up?
Khan. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her, even as she rewarded you.
Do what?
Reward her, even as she rewarded you.
You have to reward America as America has rewarded you. No, it don't work with the Black Panthers. It don't work. All right, it don't work. You think you the Black Rambo, and it don't work. You understand? It does not work like that. However, if you would like to reward America how America has rewarded you, God has made it very simple. You don't have to go and find out where can you get the SIG salt from and where can you bypass the clip capacity limit in this state and in that state, and how much ammo can I hoard up? You ain't got to figure that out. I ain't saying don't go get your gun. Go get your gun. But you ain't got to figure all that out. You don't got to be the Black Panthers. You don't got to have to let lesbians and gay people sell inside your organization and sell drugs in your organization to turn a profit so you can fight the devil. You don't have to do that. God made it very, very simple. He said, brother, you got to let that love for them go. Let that love go. When you wake up in the projects, stop looking at your neighbor and blaming him. Like, we wake up in the projects and you look at your neighbor and you go, like you hate him. Like he put both of y'all in the projects. You look at that brother that is in a damn hellhole with you, and you look at him like he did something to you. He didn't do nothing to you. He did nothing. You know who did something? That man that get on that goddamn podium and goes, him. He did something to you. You understand? Those mayors, those governors, you understand? They did something to you. It's that oppressor. That oppressor. Ask your grandfather who did something to him. You understand? Ask your grandfather. You really have to focus on who your enemy is if you want to give America, if you want to give America what they've given you. Yo, what's up? Read it from the top.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 6. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
Brother, you just don't give America what they gave to you. They're going to get double. You understand? So if you think you were a slave for 400 or 500 years, they're going to be slaves for 1,000 years. If you think it was horrible because they lynched our babies, we'll do it double. You understand? We will do it double, and it will be righteous, Hakim. It will be something righteous and glorious, and something that we will tell for generations to come. When the white man is nothing but a wax figure in a museum, so that you can teach your child about the man that was, then you will realize what freedom is like. Freedom is not a PPP loan. Freedom is not an SBA loan. Freedom is not a 25-hour job. Freedom is not being salaried. That's not freedom. Being a truck owner, that's not freedom. Freedom is when you see your enemy in a museum as a remembrance. You understand? That's freedom. Ask the Arab man, do he regret 9/11? No, he doesn't. He don't regret 9/11. He looks at 9/11, and Bush got on TV this year talking about they still got more hell coming. And you got all the white people up there talking about USA, USA, all in the background. And I'm watching and I'm going, I know for a fact Ishmael does not regret nothing. He don't regret nothing. He's a wild man. He's wild. He straps the bomb to his chest and cares not about his life. He cares not. He cares not about his life, and you can't let Ishmael outwork you. You can't let him outwork you. He over here blowing himself up. That ain't doing nothing for his people. But for him, that's good. That's good. Let him do that. That's good for him. All you got to do is let that goddamn love go out. You just got to let it go. You got to look at that brother when you wake up in the morning, like, Chris, I tried to go get that goddamn butter roll, and you see he bump you a little bit. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. It's just a damn bump. He wanted the butter roll too. He wanted a butter roll too. You understand? Yeah, come on, man. Why don't you get mad because the Hispanic brother that owned that store is paying astronomically high rent? Why don't you get mad at that? You go into the bodega every morning getting mad at Poppy for the prices, getting mad at the Hispanic brother for the prices. Why don't you get mad at the white man for having the goddamn rent through the roof? Why don't you get mad at him? Stop getting mad at what you see in front of you. Get mad at what you're supposed to get mad at. Be a man. Get mad at what you should get mad at. Don't be mad at what you see. You understand? You trip over a step, you're going to get mad at the goddamn step. No. Be mad that you're in somebody's broken down projects. Why are you mad? You ain't going mad at the step, so stop getting mad at your brother. Stop doing it. He's living in the hellhole just like you. And he trying to make the best of it. If you really want to make the best of it out, you'll come inside the I.S.U.P.K. You're going to make the best of every situation in here. We make the absolute best. All that goddamn food behind us, all that damn food and liquor and all this happiness in here and all this talking about the destruction of our enemies. We make the most of everything in there. We make the most of every goddamn thing in there. You understand? Y'all, what's up? Read the rest of that verse.
And the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Mm-hmm. That's the end of 6.
Khan.
Give me First Maccabees. Give me 2 and 1. Now we're going to get into Mattathias. Good.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1.
1 second. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is also look at all the order and decency in the ISUPK.
Look at all the order, like a Shaka Pons. Look at all the order and decency. How many times you see this many black people in one room, ain't no fight break out? Look at all the order and decency. Look at all the love in this nation. Look at the love in this nation. To sit amongst each other and not worry about who bought the goddamn potato salad because I'm going to hook off. I'm going to hook off because it ain't none left. We in here talking about the destruction of the white man. There's nothing happier. There's nothing that should make you happier than talking about what we're talking about right now, because that's the liberation of your brother. If you love your brother, this will be what you wake up and eat. You wake up and eat this. You understand? You eat it. You wake up and you go, I know my oppressor hates me. I hate him too. You understand? I hate him too. And if you really hate him, you'll serve God like no one has before. You'll serve God like you are the only man on earth. You understand? You'll serve God like I absolutely have to do this. Or you'll become like your father. You'll become like your father, a man who tried. You'll just be a man who tried. Or those men aren't remembered. I can just let you know. The men who tried aren't remembered. The men who succeed, the men who win. Nobody, see, here's the thing. Nobody remembers the struggle story necessarily unless you win at the end of it. You understand? Why do you love all these athlete struggle stories? Because they're in the big leagues now. That's why you love them. That's why they come across the TV. You like, damn, bro went through that? That's crazy. You care because he won. You understand? That's why you care. You don't care when they don't win. There's plenty of soldiers who step forth on somebody's battlefield that had a horrible story that does not get told because they died. You understand? They failed. You can't fail, Op. You understand? You can't fail. You can't fail. We're remembered in here. We want the Lord to remember this day. You understand? Remember this day, remember this night, and we should remember this captivity. You understand? Remember it. You want it to go down in the history books as the thing that catapulted us into greatness. This is what made us realize it is not a game. You understand? This is not a game. This is real life. And if you value your children's life, you see all these beautiful babies running around here. If you value your children's life, if you value your family, your Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian family's life, then you won't fail. You understand? You understand, Akim?
Khan,
You will not fail. Read on.
First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jared from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. Verse 2. And he had 5 sons. Johanan, called Caddis.
You could skip the sons, drop down to 6. Yes, Simon, Thasi, Judas, Eleazar, Avaran, Jonathan. All right, that's his sons' names. Drop down to 6.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, verse 7, he said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse
he said,
8.
woe is me that I was born in this time. I was born in a time where we don't rule. He said, woe is me. It's like you're dead. You're living in America, and it's like you're walking around in hell. Woe is me. There's nothing but death around you. There's crack everywhere and heroin everywhere, drug addicts everywhere. No one loves each other anywhere. You're living in hell. When you walk outside, you are in hell. Outside of these 4 walls, it's hell. And here you are in heaven. You are in heaven in here. And outside of these 4 walls, you are in hell. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Read that again.
Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Planned Parenthood is the streets. Planned Parenthood is the streets. You understand? Planned Parenthood is the streets where the infants are slain at. You understand? Before they even get a chance to fight, the infants are slain. I budget.
Where do they send the representatives into?
You said what?
I said, where do they send the representatives for Planned Parenthood?
Where?
Into the streets.
Oh, Khan, I didn't catch what you were saying. They absolutely send those young men and young women into the. Here's the disgustingness about what you just said. They send our people, our young people, our 20-something-year-olds in our neighborhoods to knock on our doors with Planned Parenthood pamphlets. The disgust. The disgust. You understand? They will send one of your own in there to say, hey, man, you ever thought about killing your child? You ever thought about terminating a life? You ever thought about stopping a heartbeat before it gets a chance to fight? If not, I'm here to make you think about it. It's disgusting. Planned Parenthood is the streets. As much as people die in the streets, which is the next line that YAHANNA is about to read, babies die in Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is the streets. Go ahead.
Babies are murdered.
Babies are murdered in the streets. YAHANNA.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
You already know what that is. You're getting killed by the cops in the streets. When the gangs kill you, you're also killed with the sword of the enemy. Because what are you fighting over? Territory. You're fighting over territory that you were born on. I was born over here, so I represent this. I was born over here, so I represent that. So I will fight them. I'll fight them until one of us is all gone. That is literally idiotic. It's literally idiotic because in the meanwhile, while you're over here fighting somebody that was born on 24th Street because you was born on 25th Street, there's a man who's decided he will fight your entire race. There's a man who decided I will kill all Israelites. There's a man out there like that. There's a race of people who've determined themselves. There's a race of people that stole your identity while you're fighting over 24th and 25th Street. There's a race of people that ain't running around giving a damn about 24th or 25th Street. They don't give a damn. They own every house up and down 24th and 25th Street. They own all the stores surrounding 24th and 25th Street. They're concerned with murdering your entire race. You understand? There's a people like that. And you should put aside your ridiculous grievances with one another and fight him. Fight him. You understand? You ever heard that saying that they say in the projects? Yeah, we fighting here. But when we leave the projects, we together. We together. I don't know if they do that no more in the projects. Brothers, I don't know if they do that no more. But I know that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. Yeah, we fight in here. We argue, we fight, we throw fists, all that. Somebody might get pistol whipped in here. But when we leave, we all stick together. We all stick together. You want to have a problem within black people, we can fix that. Sure, we'll fix that. In the meantime, can we agree that the white man is the enemy?
Right.
In the meantime, can we agree? You want to talk about you got this part of the Bible wrong. You got that part of the Bible wrong. Fine. I'll prove you wrong later. For right now, can you say the white man is the damn devil? Can you please say that first? Let's move past that point. Are we past the point of trying to save him? Are we past that yet? Why aren't we past that point? Why is that still a talking point in 2021? Why are we still talking about can we save him? You can't save him. He's not savable. You can't salvage him. There's nothing there to salvage. So let's move past that point and let's all agree that your oppressor is the damn devil. Let's start there. Yahweh. No. He didn't say I'm remorseful. I'm sorry. You forgive him for something he never said sorry for. I'm sorry for slavery. He never apologized. How are you going to say slavery's water under the bridge when he never apologized? He didn't even apologize. You understand? But you're forgiving him. You're forgiving him. But that brother bumped into you in the store and that morning with that goddamn butter roll in his hell. All hell break loose in the store over the goddamn butter roll. Somebody about to be on Channel 9 News over the goddamn butter roll in the store. I bought you.
To us, but he apologized.
You got to talk into it correctly.
He never apologized to us, but he apologized to the Japanese.
Is that on? Ashar, is that? You got to talk into
Khan, he never apologized to us, but he apologized to the Japanese.
Of course, he apologized to the Japanese. He apologized to the Japanese. He apologized to the Jewish man who is also white. So he apologized to himself and gave himself money. Like, if this ain't a goddamn bastard, I don't know what is. If this ain't a fatherless creature, I don't know what is. A father teaches his children, you should apologize when this happens. You understand? You should apologize when this happens. A father teaches his children that. He is a bastard. He has no idea when he's wrong. No sweat. God is going to show him when he's wrong. God is going to let him know exactly where he messed up at. And white man, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. You can keep doing everything you're doing. Continue on your path because God has no forgiveness for you anyway. God has no forgiveness. So if I was the white man, I would go out swinging because you do not have salvation. You don't have it. God is not forgiving you for what you've done. He's not. You have slavery and you have destruction coming. You have no forgiveness. So if I was the white man, I wouldn't be trying to help black people either because he knows he has no forgiveness for what he's done. Read on.
Verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
What is the purpose for living longer than right now? What reason do you have to go to sleep and wake up tomorrow? That's what I asked in the beginning of this class. What reason do you have to wake up tomorrow? What the hell is the point? What is the point? What's going to get better for you without the ISUPK? Inform me. What's going to get better? He said, I woke up and this is a hellhole. Mattathias said, I was born in a hellhole. He said, surely, what in the hell is there to look forward to for tomorrow if I don't serve God and make a better tomorrow? That's what you brothers do. You make tomorrow. You understand? You are a man. You formulate tomorrow. You understand? You formulate it. You wake up and you make decisions saying, I will not allow my people to be a slave for the rest of our generations. I won't allow it. You wake up and make that decision and you make tomorrow worth living by following God. Make it worth living, because if you don't follow God, you do not deserve to live tomorrow. You should die tomorrow if you don't serve God. You should die tomorrow because your children is going to suffer anyway. Why the hell are you having children in America if you're not going to tell them serve God to get the hell out of America? It makes no damn sense. This is what, 60? When did Martin Luther King die? 69? 69? 68? This is about 40, 50 years. This is 50 years later. This is 50 something years later. And when he died, he said, I fear that I integrated my people into a burning house. 53 years later, he said, I've integrated my people into a burning house. He said that 53 years ago.
Right.
He knew America was falling 53 years ago. If 53 years of proof, at the very least, isn't enough, you don't deserve to live tomorrow. Right. If you can't serve God after watching how America is falling, you brothers know. Say something on Facebook. I dare you. Say anything. Get banned. I dare you. Say any word on Facebook that is not I love gay. Say something else that's not that and you are banned. You understand? You're banned. The world is not, it's not just about having the freedom of speech. The world is literally going towards be gay or be obsolete. Be gay or be ostracized. Be gay or you're going to be the weird person. You understand? You're the thing that's not regular no more. It's you. You and all your wives and all your children and all your righteousness, you're not regular no more. Keep them down a little bit, Shark Upon sisters. Keep them down a little bit. You understand? You are going to be what is not regular anymore. It is you. Unless you stand up and make tomorrow. Don't let Joe Biden say this is tomorrow. Don't let that happen. You can't do that. If you do that, you'll never be able to say nothing on Facebook ever again. You understand? You'll never be able to say nothing ever again. Or you could wake up and serve God and you could enforce God's law on earth. Abadja?
Being homosexual, that's exactly Greek culture. Like specifically the Romans, if you're not bisexual, you are considered a weirdo. Like there was a king or an emperor rather who strictly loved women. He was considered a weirdo in Roman culture. Mind you, he's the goddamn emperor simply because he wasn't bisexual.
Emperor who? What's his name?
I'm not sure the cat's name, but he was an emperor in Rome, and Rome extends from Greece. It's the same ideology.
Because he didn't like Ron.
He didn't like both, yeah.
Because he didn't like both.
Right.
He was seen as a disgrace to being a Roman emperor.
Right, and the weirdo.
Yeah, that's what we're going into right now. You understand? We're going into that right now, Akim. You understand? Good? Flick the button up. And while we at it, give them brothers in Hebrew Academy a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. You got a class of men right now. You got a class of men right now fighting for exactly what I just said. Fighting to create tomorrow for these children you see running around here. You understand? Putting that life on the line. You can die in Hebrew Academy. You can die. You can die trying to learn what Hazahab know. You understand? You can die trying to learn what Kroyala and all the great men above us know. You understand? You can die trying to learn that. You got men right now trying to learn that. I just want to get them another round of applause for being inside of this year's Hebrew Academy all across the nation. You understand? Now go ahead and please say what you was going to say.
I remember one
Yeah, come. Come. Put a football helmet on them. Put pads on them. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Con. Uh-huh. Yeah, con. Because the white man is the author. Satan is the author of confusion, and the white man is his son. You understand? The white man is very close to Satan. He loves confusion. He loves it. He thrives in it. He loves making things confusing. Have you ever tried to go to court and fight against a ticket? It's confusing. It's pure confusion. You have no clue. This is a law, but this is the exception to the law. This is the loophole to the exception of the law. And then they're going to introduce this law. It's getting passed through Congress right now. It might pass by the time you go to court. Who knows? It's confusion. The white man can't live by simplicity's sake. He can't live by thou shalt not thou shalt not. What's Leviticus 20 and 13? 13. Thou shalt not. Is it thou shalt not? Or is that the other one? Thou shalt not. No, it's if a man lay down with another man as he does the woman, he can't live by that. He can't live by the simplicity of Leviticus 20 and 13. Now, you understand? He can't live by that. He can't live by Leviticus 20 and 13. It's impossible for him. It's too cut and dry for him. He got to make it complicated. He got to add 13 letter spectrums. LGBTQP ABC plus. He got to add a goddamn spectrum, and then he'll feel better. You understand? He feels better. He feels like he understands better. You understand? He feels like God evolves with him, but God doesn't change. That's the problem with America. America wants to change with the times and keep up with the times. God doesn't change. God is the same as he was when Adam walked around. He was the same as he was when Moses walked around. He's the same as he was when Christ and when Mattathias walked around. He's the exact same. That's the problem with America. God don't change, but America wants to evolve. America wants to evolve. Read. Read from y'all.
Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned very sore. Verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modin to make them sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren.
This is the white man attempting to plead with Mattathias. He's trying to butter him up. You're an excellent man. You're wise and people follow you. Read on. This is what they did to Martin Luther King. Michael Luther King is his name. This is what they did to Michael Luther King, which made him become a traitor to black people. They walked him and buttered him up. Oh, you talk real nice to your congregation, and we heard your father was a pastor, and you seem like you just talk very nice. You seem like you can get the job done. And Michael, being a traitor, said, what job would you like done? Instead of shooing the white man away like the fly that he is, he asked him, what job are we talking about? Read on.
Verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remained at Jerusalem.
He said, you come first, and then the rest of the men are going to come and follow you because you did it. This is why your leader is someone who you should consider carefully. And consider it so carefully. Consider you not having a choice of who it is. Consider the fact that God put Commander General YAHANNA here. Consider that. You can't vote your leader in. You can't do it. When you do it, you get this. You understand? This is what you get. You get Martin Luther Kings. You understand? When you vote your leaders in, and when you have popular opinions on who your leader's going to be, you put Africans in office and you confuse them with being black. You confuse them. You can't pick your leaders, but you can just take what God gave you. God gave you somebody better than Obama, better than Martin Luther King. He gave you someone better. He gave you Commander General YAHANNA. And in this time right here, he gave you Mattathias. Let's see Mattathias' response to the white man's attempt to butter him up. And let's read the ending of him buttering him up. Good?
So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Oh, please, if you just follow me, please, just follow me, you're going to be the king's friend. Kanye, if you just put that goddamn red hat on, brother, you'll be my friend. You understand? If you just say that you love white people, you'll have a seat at my table. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Not you, YAHANNA.
It goes back to show how, a gift destroyeth the heart.
Oh, it absolutely destroys it. And what's that heart, YAHANNA?
Your mind.
That mind. A gift. You accept the gift from the wrong person, you're dead. Right. You're dead. You take the wrong gift from the wrong person, you're dead. Martin Luther King Jr. had no idea when they came to him and said, hey, man, you speak real good. Why don't you try speaking to everybody? What's everybody? Why don't you speak to white people too? We think that you could be the catalyst for white love with black people. Hey, we got a couple whores for you. You enjoy those and get back to us tomorrow. We'd love to talk to you. He never thought that the white man that sent those whores to him would shoot him in his head on that goddamn balcony. You understand? He thought that gift, those whores that they kept sending to his goddamn hotel room that he was beating the snot out of, oh, a gift. White whores. It's a gift. He never thought he would get shot in his head on that goddamn balcony because he accepted the wrong gift. Go ahead.
And it's interesting when we talk about Martin Luther King, they erected statues to this guy for being a traitor to his own people. But it's illegal in the U.S. to have a statue of Benedict Arnold anywhere. It's illegal.
The white man hates traitors. He hates traitors, but he hates traitors so much that he erected a statue of one and put it in your ghetto. He put it in your ghetto to turn. Let me tell you the evil of the white man. He will turn you into a traitor. He will say, love me. And you'll go, okay, I love you. He'll go, I can't stand you. You really listen to that? You really just love me? Okay, I won't love you. No, you should love me. Okay, I love you. See, that's what I'm talking about. I hate y'all black people. The white man can't be trusted. He will erect a statue of a traitor who he hates. He hates him for being a traitor. And he'll make you a traitor. And he'll say, I hate you more because you actually became a traitor. Here's the thing. We don't want the white man's love. You will respect us. You understand? You will look at us and you will go, I can't mess with them. You understand? They serve God. I can't mess with them. You understand? That's what you will do. We don't want your love. All right? Y'all what's up? Continue.
Verse 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers.
Asian people come to America and leave that Buddhist Hinduism crap alone. It is ridiculous. You might not know. Akim, keep it down. So keep it down, Akim. It is ridiculous to have an Asian Christian. You understand that? It's absolutely ridiculous. We know, Jesus ain't black. It's ridiculous for black people to serve Christianity. Jesus ain't Asian either. You understand? That Buddha is Asian. That Buddha is Asian, and they come to America and they abandon it. You understand? They abandon it, good. What's that Asian one? So they stole Buddha. Buddha's actually a skinny Indian man, and when they brought him to China, they made him a fat Asian man. So whatever the hell they worship, the trees, whatever the hell they worship, Confucius. You understand? So Confucius or confusion. You understand? Confusion's teachings. They abandon that when they come to America, and they come to America to be Christian. You understand? They come to America to be Christian. And Mattathias said, oh, yes, the Asians, they'll be Christian with you. And yes, the Africans will abandon Anubis and all of that, and they'll come be Christian with you. But I, read up.
And give consent to his commandments.
And they give consent to your commandments. You say eat pork. And those races that say they don't eat pork will eat pork. The white man tells the Muslim to eat pork, the Muslim eats pork. You understand? He'll eat the damn pork. He'll eat it. Mattathias said, I know about what you do to the other nations, and you make them abandon their religions. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons
Yet
and my
what?
brethren. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren.
Yet will I and my sons and my brethren. Go ahead.
Walk in the covenant of our fathers.
I will walk in the covenant of my God, the covenant of my fathers. You understand? I will not abandon my religion because a white man, not religion. I will not abandon what I believe in, my God, because a white man said so. Because a white man said Thursday with Thanksgiving, cut a turkey, does not mean I'm cutting the turkey. I'm not cooking and cutting no turkey because you said so. You understand? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to put a damn tree up and make my house look gay for you. I'm not doing it. I refuse. You understand? I refuse. That's what Mattathias said. Mattathias said, I'm not serving nothing you tell me to serve. He said, I hear you with the you speak so good and you could do so much and you could be so much bigger, Mattathias, if we just put you on CNN. Mattathias, if you change what you said a little bit, we could just throw you on CNN, Mattathias. We could throw you on CNN. Mattathias said, I know you be getting other people to do that, but I and my fathers and my brothers, we serve our God relentlessly. You understand? We're relentless with how we serve our God, and we won't change for a plate of food on Thanksgiving. We won't change for a gift on the 25th of December. Y'all, what's up?
Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
He said, God forbid we will not forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not do that. Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Come on, sir. Salaga. If I may, out of one, this is why our people, we got to be mindful when the oppressor puts somebody in power, because there's not a lot of Mattathias out there. The only Mattathias are in the I.S.U.P.K. So when we see that our oppressor put one of our people in a position of power, we have to be mindful of that because they have compromised. But Commanding General YAHANNA have never compromised. This is why.
Never and will never come. Give him a round of
Sign
applause.
Christ.
He has never and will never compromise for the white man or for any oppressor. He has never and he will never. You understand? You understand? And you're reading about these men. You're reading about the men that Commanding General YAHANNA reads about and lives like. You understand? Not just reads about, lives like. Imitates and mimics. You understand? You're reading it. You're reading it. Read on.
Verse 22.
When you read this, Akim, when you read this, take this and live this. Live this. You should look for the people who are in power amongst us, who are in power in seats of power, and you should look at them and you should scrutinize them for not doing anything for black people. You should scrutinize them. Michelle Obama, she went all the way to the extreme of having sex with an African, and the only thing she did for black kids in the ghetto was that damn eat, play 360 crap. You know what I'm talking about? That damn eat, that goddamn making kids go outside for 30 minutes and making sure you got one chocolate milk at lunch. That goddamn eat, play 60 crap. She had sex with an African and gave you eat, play 60. You still lived in the projects. But when you went to school, now you had a choice between not just vanilla, but vanilla and chocolate milk. Surely you were free now. Surely chocolate milk is freedom. I don't need chocolate milk. I don't need chocolate milk. I need a couple heads to roll. Just a couple heads to roll. That's my freedom. Read on.
Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all of to the sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger.
He couldn't hold himself still. Go ahead.
According to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Verse 25. Also, the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time.
Mattathias killed that man who sacrificed on that altar, the unclean thing. And he also killed the king's what? Commissioner. And he who compelled men to sacrifice pigs and other things on the altar. You understand? Read on.
He killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Verse 26.
He pulled the altar down. Of course, you need this spirit to move forward in the truth. You need this spirit of zealousness. It said Mattathias was too zealous. He couldn't hold himself. He saw a man sacrificing a pig on an altar, and he could not hold himself. You understand? He couldn't do it. It's like when you see something that can't, and you just can't hold it. You just gotta say something. You understand? The person back in the can't say Salakia, brother, if I may. Salakia, if I may. You just have to have it. You have to have that zeal. Good. Like Phineas. You understand? Which I think it brings him up later. Brings him up later. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 26.
I'm about to skip around. Go ahead.
Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phineas did unto Zambri and son of Shalom. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the zealous of the Lord. Salakia.
Through the city, right? Good.
With a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the Lord and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. Verse 20.
Drop down to 70. Nope, drop down to 67.
Come on.
We're gonna go about 10-15 minutes over the time limit, Akim. Go ahead.
Verse 67. Take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrong of your people.
Go ahead.
68. Recompense fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law.
Recompense fully the heathen. Mattathias said to give them exactly what they're owed. You understand? Do not slack on what they are owed. And brother, in this day and time, you cannot slack on what the heathens are owed either. You cannot slack. They are owed a great deal, Locke. They're owed a great deal. And they're going to get everything that they are owed. You understand? Everything, but only if you can sacrifice a little more, Akim. Go a little further, a little longer. You understand? Go a little longer, go a little harder to give the heathens everything that they are owed. Yahweh.
And Salaki, it goes perfect with how we said the past is the same thing as the future, same thing as the present. Because in Revelations, they say give them double.
You understand?
Give them double.
Come.
So from the past to the future to now.
You got to give them you have always had to give them what they are owed.
Right.
Don't think because I.S.U.P.K, we do not tell you to go pick up a gun and go shoot anybody. Don't go do that. Do not go do that. But because we tell you don't do that does not mean that we are telling you to take what the white man is giving to you laying down. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is if you go and shoot the man who is blessed with the sword and has the curse of Cain, something might happen to you. You probably shouldn't do that. You probably shouldn't do that. But there is a way that the Lord has set up for you to get your vengeance. And it is the patience of the saints. Have patience now. Have patience now. Because later, you will get, or you will give everything they're supposed to get. You absolutely will, but it takes the patience of the saints. You understand? Learn how to serve God first. You want to kill him, you ain't got a goddamn army all the way together yet. Get your army straight. Get your brotherhood straight. Get your law straight. Learn your language. You want to kill somebody, learn your goddamn language. Y'all what's up?
Verse 69. So he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers.
All right, and the Mattathias died. Give me 3 and 1.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead. Stead. Verse 2. And all his brethren helped him. And so did all they that held with his father. And they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. Verse 3.
So now Judas is in charge. Maccabees gave a speech saying that Judas would be the one to continue on. Basically, the highest ranking man would have been Judas. You understand? Good.
Verse 3. So he got his people great honor and put on a breastplate as a giant.
Put on a huge breastplate. You understand? A huge breastplate. Go ahead.
And girt his warlike harness about him. And he made battles, protecting the host with his sword.
He went to war. At this time, they were supposed to go to war. And Judas took him to war. You understand? This is not the Judas that betrayed Christ, as y'all should know by now. And if I didn't make that clear, this is a different Judas. You understand? The other Judas gets no screenplay. You understand? He gets no time. All right, read on.
Verse 4. In his acts, he was like a lion, and like a lion's whelp, roaring for his prey. Verse 5. For he pursued the wicked and sought them out, and burnt up those that vexed his people. Verse 6. For fear of him, and all the were troubled, because salvation prospered in his hand.
Give me 16.
Verse 16. And when he came near to the going up of Beth-horon, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company.
Now Judas is fighting one of his enemies. He had many enemies. I think one of them was Gorgias, Glycius. One of them starts with a B too. He had many enemies. These will be considered like the generals of those armies. You understand? Give me new candles. You have more? Give me more. More candles, light new candles. Let's remove them once they cool down a bit. Go ahead. This is Judas fighting one of his enemies. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being
quickly,
to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day?
So we ain't even eat today. We have not eaten. We've been fighting wars this whole time. How will we succeed? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven, one.
It is nothing for the Lord to deliver into the hands of the few. You understand? When we go into camp, we read them goddamn prayers and go to camp. Y'all should know, y'all should know it is nothing for the Lord to deliver an entire multitude into your hands and for you to crush them. You understand? It is nothing. Don't think because you go out with 5 men or if you go out with 15 men, whoever and however many step in front of you, you will crush them. You understand? You will crush them mercilessly for your God. You understand? And because you serve him, he will be on your side. And the many will fall in the hands of the few. Go ahead.
To deliver with a great multitude or a small company. Verse 19.
Mhm.
For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host.
You don't win because you have more. You won't win because you have more. Ask Polite. Ask Polite when he was in the corner with us in 2016, Hazard, 2015, 2016, 2015. Ask him when he came with that great multitude and he fled. Ask him. Ask him if it works. Great multitudes don't work. It don't work. You understand? It don't work. You know what works? God works. God works. And you walk with God because he'll take the great multitude and sit them in your hand. You understand? He'll sit them in your hand. And now you're looking to see if a priest got mercy. Now you're waiting to see if a priest has mercy. Go ahead.
But strength cometh from heaven.
The strength that you need comes from heaven. All right. Read on.
Verse 20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us.
They come against us with much pride and much iniquity. So proud. So proud. They walk in front of the goddamn camp, gayer than all hell, with all types of proudness, with all the iniquity out. This New York, y'all got, you got so many goddamn gay bars in New York. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And they walk through here all proud with their iniquity, all proud. What's that goddamn that place down Greenwich? Was it Greenwich Village, downtown Manhattan? Oh my God! The gay bars. Everyone down there is gay. Everyone. Like if you move there and you're not gay, they're going to harass you like you're a teenager on a football team. You understand? They're going to harass you. What's the term? Hazing. They're going to haze you. They're going to haze you. And they're going to say, we was only playing. We was only playing. You understand? We was only playing. They walk around in Greenwich Village. They have a whole village of them. What was that in the Bronx where they made that whole complex full of gay people? That's the Bronx, right? I broke that story like a year ago. They got a whole complex. That's the Bronx. That's the Bronx. If you move in there for the gay and elderly in the Bronx, your grandmother's not even safe in the Bronx no more. Move out, Salaki. They have entire villages dedicated to them. They walk around proud, wanting to destroy you with their iniquity. Read 48. Read 48.
Verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And then they opened your book and did something egregious. Then they opened your book and painted Christ's face white. They did something egregious, something absolutely horrible, something they should have never did. They did something absolutely disgusting. And they took your king's face and whitewashed it. They whitewashed it. They took his face and made it white out. And he can't be forgiven. No. He cannot be forgiven for these things. You grew up worshiping white Jesus. You grew up blaming your father for being on crack because you was afraid to blame the white man because the picture that your grandmother had on the wall was a white man. So you was afraid to blame the white man for what happened to your father. What happens if you know Christ is black? And that picture on the wall is supposed to be black. Now you're afraid to hate your brother. Now you're scared to hate your brother because the Son of God is your brother. Now you're afraid to hate your brother. That's why the white man painted Christ's face white. And that's the importance of telling black people Christ is a black man. He's black. It's okay to hate your oppressor again. Your grandmother had the wrong picture. You can hate the oppressor. Drop this. We're going to get to the meats and potatoes. Give me chapter 4. Give me 58, actually. Give me 3 and 58.
Verse 58.
Uh-huh.
And Judah said, arm yourselves and be valiant men.
Be valiant. Go ahead.
And see that ye be ready. Salakia. And see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary.
Read it again.
And Judah said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning.
Be ready to fight as soon as you wake up. As soon as you wake up. You got to get up at 4 in the morning because you're on the back of a garbage truck. You got to get up at 9, 10 at night because you do the overnight shift. As soon as you wake up, understand you have to fight hell. You understand? You have to fight hell. Be in readiness against the morning. Because see, evil don't sleep. The white man don't sleep. He goes to bed thinking about how can I harm him? And then he wakes up and tries to do what he thought about while he was asleep. You understand? That's what he does. So when you wake up in the morning, you should be ready to fight because he didn't sleep last night. His dreams was harming you. That was his dreams. So you got to wake up ready to fight. Read on.
That ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary.
They're assembled against us to destroy us and our sanctuary. This heaven you have inside these walls, the white man wants to destroy it. He wants to put everyone in here on crack cocaine. He wants to kill all the babies. He wants to lynch the men, and he wants to leave the mothers as widows. You understand? That is his goal. That is his wish. That is his wish. And you cannot allow him to succeed. You cannot allow him to do that. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 59. For it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people and our sanctuary.
I'd rather die. I'd rather die in the truth at camp or fighting in the street, fighting a white man who recognized me with my jacket on, fighting 1,000 white men because they recognize me with my jacket on. I will kill all of them. Well, I'll die trying. I'll die in the truth before I go back to the world. Before I go back to being a sinner, I will die in the truth for Christ. I'll die. I'll die. I'll die in here. I'll die in here. I will not go back to being in the world. And none of you will go back to being in the world. You will be here till you die. You will be here until your death, and you'll do it the best you can until you die. You'll never slack. Because if you slack, our children have no hope. You understand that? If you slack, our children have no hope. Hurry up, give me 1 Maccabees 4 and 52.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52. Now on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Casliu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning, verse 53, and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings.
After winning many battles and getting back the candle of light that Ashagapan is relighting right now, after getting back the candle, they don't sit right, do they? Oh, you fixing it? Okay. After getting back the candle of light, we had a celebration. Go ahead.
Which they had made, verse 54. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals. Verse 55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success.
And then we served God, right? Get to the 8 days part. That's the next verse.
Verse 56. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Every day, these candles will be lit. Food will be in here, drinks and mirth and happiness will be all about these four walls every single day in every school throughout the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
To commemorate the Feast of Dedication.
That's right.
Understand? Give me one scripture. I got to pull up top of my head. Psalms 127 and what is it, 5? I don't have my phone with me, Salakia. Huh? When his quiver is full of the arrows of his children. When his quiver, somebody give me his quiver is full of the arrows of his children. It's in Psalms like 120. Yeah. You got it?
Happy is
I had it right? Most on Christ. 127 and 5. Y'all, what's up on you?
Psalms 127, verse 5.
What's that, what happened?
Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them.
Go to verse 3. 3.
Khan. Psalms 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Most High, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Verse
Children
4.
are the inheritance of the Most High. Like I've been saying this whole entire night. If you care about your children and you want to give the Lord his inheritance, then you will fight every day and you'll use the feast of dedication to remember why exactly you have to fight. There's men before you that have been fighting this same fight. Huh? Who are you to drop the sword? Who the hell are you to stop? You ain't good enough to stop. Huh? You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to. Mattathias did it and then died. Judas did it, then died. Judas's brother, which I'm going to skip over. Judas's brother saw that the army of Israel was so frightened at the fight ahead of them. He jumped in front of all of them and killed people all on his left and all on his right. And what's the Abijah? What's the general Abijah? What's the general that came with the war elephants? The general of the white people that came with the war elephants. No. Against Judas. No. So white man came with the war elephants against Judas. It might have been Georgius. It might have been Gorgias, whatever, Georgius. It might have been him. And he came out, and Judas's brother found that Israel was scared. And he jumped in front of all of us and killed people on his left and on his right and slid under the elephant and stabbed it in guts. He stabbed his stomach open and all his guts fell out. And then the elephant fell on him and he died. You understand? You don't do it well enough to just stop. You don't do it well enough. I don't do it well enough to just stop. You understand? You have to go forever. It's Gorgias or Georgius. You don't do it well enough. Antiochus. That's in the beginning. It was Antiochus. He bought the war elephants. Khan. And then Judas's brother saw that. Epiphanes is his other name. So Epiphanes bought the war elephants, right? That's his last name. I'm gonna call him Epiphanes. Epiphanes bought the war elephants, and Judas's brother saw that we were afraid. He slid under them, stabbed the elephant, killed the elephant, but the elephant fell on him and he died. You have to do it till you die. You understand? You have to do it till you can't be afraid. You can't be scared. You have to do it till you die. You understand? Absolutely have to. Give me 127 and 5 Psalms.
Verse 4.
Oh, where's you at? Continue.
Verse 4. Verse 4. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man.
As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, good.
So are children of the youth.
So are children of the youth. The way you wield an arrow to hurt your enemy, the same way you wield your children. It's going to explain.
Verse 5. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them.
Happy is the man that has his quiver, which holds your arrows. Happy is the man that has his quiver full of children. You understand? Quiver full of, meaning you have a bunch, you have 12, 13, 14, 15 kids. You understand? And they're your defense against your oppressor. You understand? You raise up 10 sons and you shoot your sons at your enemy. You understand? You shoot you say, son, I am old now. And he says, Father, don't worry. I'm here. I'm here. And your son sits in the gate that you used to sit in. And he protects the nation that you used to protect when your eyes go dim. You understand? And when your legs aren't working the same, when you can't get up to that same speed in battle no more, your son says, Father, I have it. You understand? Happy is the man that has a quiver of children. Go ahead.
They shall not be ashamed.
He will not be ashamed. Go ahead. He won't go to his deathbed thinking, I've done nothing for my nation. You understand? All of our fathers, sinners as they may be, may die today knowing my son is fighting what he is supposed to be fighting. My son is doing exactly what he's supposed to. Although your father may never come in here, he may die proud. Go ahead, 1 second.
But they shall speak with the enemies in the gate.
And your fathers in Commanding General YAHANNA and General Hyman are proud. You understand? They are proud. Your spiritual fathers in this truth are absolutely proud. Go ahead. Read it again. That last part that I hear you say. Good.
But they shall speak with the enemies in the gate.
They shall speak with the enemies in the gate. What does it mean to speak with them? This is the Bible. Yo, let me speak to you right quick. Let me talk to you right quick. Come here right quick. The same way you speak with your enemies now, when you drive them away from the ghetto, when you say, nah, you ain't welcome here. Let me talk to you really quick. You can't come around here. You're going to do that, and you're going to raise up sons who will do that. Happy is the man that has 10 sons that's going to tell an enemy, let me talk to you. You understand? That man is happy. That being said, this has been the 2021 Feast of Dedication, YAHANNA, which the Lord has conveniently and strategically placed, eclipsed Thanksgiving. You understand? It eclipsed it. No one cares or knows about Thanksgiving. Everyone died on Thursday. Everyone died in car accidents, and you're overdosing on the goddamn fentanyl, and you're overdosing on the K2. You got stabbed, what'd you say? Getting stabbed up, getting shot in your face. Everybody died on Thanksgiving. Everyone died. Everyone died. No one died in here today. You understand? No one died in here. Instead, we talked about how our enemies will die. You understand? With that being said, before I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shaw, there's a brother in here who has shown exemplary excellence in passing his officer's test. He has shown that he will not die for no reason. He won't die for no reason. He's shown that this is his life. This is his dedication. He is dedicated to this. This is what he wants. You understand? This is what he wants. And with that, I need two priests to step up so that I can anoint the new priest and officer, Kashaka War.
Roger up. Can you man the camera, brother? Sure?
Wrap it up for the brother.
You'll say your name 3 times. First, I should ask you, do you accept what comes with this?
Come on, concert.
Positively accept what comes with this.
Come on, concert.
You cannot turn back.
Come on, concert.
The Lord will not honor you turning back.
Come on, concert.
You are absolutely in this for life.
Come on, concert.
You will absolutely do this to me.
Come on, concert.
That's right.
Everyone's silent, just these brothers up here. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
YAHANNA.
All Yahweh.
Ya all Yahweh. On Yahweh.
Aliyaka.
Wayakanka. Yasha'ah. Yahweh. On Yahweh. Aliyaka. Wayashamlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Barak. Rabah. Magun. Hagun.
Kashaka War.
Kashaka War.
Kashaka War.
Kashaka War.
Kashaka War.
Kashaka War. Ba'ashem Yahushai. The word of Amun.
That's right.
Kum Yashala! Kum Yashala! Kum Yashala! Kum Yashala! Kum Yashala! Kum Yashala!
Before we are dismissed, these brothers that want to be able to step up.
Can we clip it?